football governing body, in a communique to all general secretaries under WAF, will be further stated 3rd July 2023 by the hour of 11 a.m. as the date and time for the draw. Delta Queens will dethrone Bayelsa Queens, who became Nigeria's first women's team to finish second runner-up in the second edition in Morocco, looks set to improve on the feet, while Ghana has a sole representative also in Ampem Dakwa ladies, who emerged winners of the 2023 Malta Guinness Women's Premier League. And the tournament is slated for Benin City, Nigeria in August. We'll see how things pans out to be as we'll follow this one closely and make sure that we'll bring you details and updates on the draws.
All right, to recall that the Zambia national team qualified for the African Cup of Nations after a 12-year absence, and this has also come with reward, as they've been rewarded heavily. And that is what some of the dailies are reading, that the players of the Chipolopolo of Zambia were handsomely rewarded for their qualification for the 2023 African Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire.
Exactly.
And that's according to the FA. They've been heavily rewarded.
And I think it was absence of 8 years, and finally Avrand Ground has been able to do something spectacular with the Chipolopolo of Zambia this time around. And to tell you for sure, they were handsomely rewarded for their qualification for the 2023 African Cup of Nations right there, that will be hosted by Cote d'Ivoire in next year, January. Now let's get into a bit of details for that one. And for their qualification, each player of the team got $10,000 additional to their match bonus. And since winning the tournament in 2021 in Equatorial Guinea, Zambia has found it extremely round in the competition, crashing out at the group stages of 2013 and 2015. Of course, they deserve it for being able to get into the AFCON competition proper. But however, they stand to face a stiffer test when the competition begins proper in Cote d'Ivoire by the month of January next year.
All right, just before we talk about Samuel Chukwueze, there's this story that has been making the round, and we understand that the Napoli president, Aurelio De Laurentiis, has revealed that Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen has already agreed to a contract extension at Napoli. He has signed a 2-year contract extension, which brings to an end all the doubts with Victor stay at the Naples or move away from the club. The president has said he has signed a 2-year contract extension. So what it means is that he will definitely stay next season, but after next season, he might be willing to leave. So once again, that clears the doubt that Victor will be staying in Italy.
At least, just like you've rightly stated, that clears a whole lot of doubt, because everyone has been wondering, is Victor going to move away from Napoli? Because some of these bigger clubs, the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea, so many of them have been laying in some sort of contract, some sort of interest for Napoli's Victor Osimhen. But the air has been cleared right now. It's crystal clear to us that Victor is still with Napoli now. Before we get into the next story, just to inform you that the African Cup of Nations qualifiers is still ongoing, and yesterday matches were played. In Group C, Burundi went against Namibia. 3-2 it ended in favor of Burundi, and in Group D, Ethiopia against Malawi. That one ended in a stalemate. For Group I, we had Sudan go against Mauritania. 3-0 it ended in favor of Mauritania. And that was how it stood for yesterday's African Cup of Nations qualification matches in the various groups. And right about now, Joseph, you just talked about what's his name now, Victor Osimhen, remaining at Napoli. Let's also give you updates on Samuel Chukwueze so far. I think there's been news making the rounds for some time now that Samuel Chukwueze, as if I'm not mistaken right here, Joseph, I think there was some news that we saw that he has signed for AC Milan and so on and so forth. But let's give you a clear update on that one. Now, contrary to the reports going around in certain sections of the media, the president of the Spanish La Liga side, Villarreal, Fernando Roig, has confirmed that they have received no offer for the Nigerian international Samuel Chukwueze. Now, the skillful winger, who netted 13 goals and 11 assists last season, has attracted a lot of interest from major European clubs. Roig made it clear on Tuesday evening that they have not received any offer for Chukwueze, but if any offer comes up, they will sit down and discuss it. So that's the update concerning Samuel Chukwueze from Villarreal. All
right, away from that, Nigeria's senior men national rugby team, the Stallions, have departed the shores of the country for Mauritius, venue of the Paris 2024, the pre-Olympic qualifiers. The team, which left via Ethiopia Airline on Tuesday, is led by the president of the federation, Dr. Ademola, in the company of the federation's general manager, Aziz Ladipo, and Secretary Sani Mohammed and 2 home-based players. The contingent will link up with other players who are arriving from Europe and the United States of America for the showpiece, which is in Nigeria face Ghana, Burundi, and DR Congo in the pool A of the qualifiers. Now Mauritania, Botswana, Lesotho, and Algeria in Pool B of the competition, while Pool C houses Senegal, Cameroon, Egypt, and Cote d'Ivoire. The 3 teams will qualify to compete in the Africa Sevens in Zimbabwe later in September.
And of course, let's give you a bit of what the squad looks like, talking about the Nigerian rugby team squad. We have Ania Bonham, David Kosiso Chukwu from Wimbledon RFC. We also have a Siri Aaron from Bonneville RFC. We have A-Team Gabriel John from Bariwa RFC, that's from Kano. We also have Henry Ajuda Chukwuyem Frederick from Atlanta Major League Rugby. We have the likes of Lipede Adenakan, Jojola from Old Confiance RFC. We have Nwachuku Declan Chinedu, also have Onye Hasi Alexander George. And for the staff, we have Louis Stephen Jones, the head coach Sani Mohammed, and the SG also Aziz Ladipo. So we wish them all the best in their endeavor to qualify for Paris 2024.
The African Cup of Nations qualifiers are still on. The Euro 2024 qualifiers is still on. Let's give you highlights from some of the matches played. We'll be back.